Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Timothy Adon. Welcome to my audio adventures. I don't know what episode this is, so I'm going to have to check in a little bit. But today, I am going to give you an update. And that update is going to include a number of things. Some educational sites, as well as some things that I learned a few days ago. And mentioning my upcoming videos. So, first off, updates. I changed my audio interface. I can't remember if I mentioned this in a previous video or not. The new audio interface, or my previous audio interface, was an M Audio Fast Track Pro, which is no longer in production. So when mine fell apart, I couldn't get a new one. So the new one that I have is a Focusrite 2i2 Scarlett, and it is actually pretty nice. And it's very pretty. It's got a little metal shell on the outside, and it's red, or scarlet, I guess. So it's pretty functional. I also got myself a new microphone cable, and all of those previous videos where my voice kind of cut out spontaneously or sounded tinny or weird is no longer an issue, because my cable didn't fit properly in the microphone socket, and it would wiggle around all over the place, and it was just bad. So there is that. And on top of that, I will be attending college again. So now I've got, got out of high school, went to community college, stopped going to community college because I ran out of money, worked a while, went to an online school, completed the online school. That was Berkeley. Then I stopped going to college because I thought I was done. And now that I'm currently not really doing anything, I'm going back to finish my education at the community college. So, yay, learning. And, alright, so now moving on to the websites that I found. I was online looking for audio jobs. You know, I kind of scan the internet. I go through Kickstarter. And I go through various other websites that have information I could use. And I ran across a requirement for one audio job, or actually a couple. One audio job requested a composer that knew how to use Fmod, which is not something that I've heard of before. And another audio job asking that you be proficient in Wise, which I also... well, I've heard of, but I've never actually looked at it. And so I decided to go online and look up those two things, and I found a number of websites that are good general sound designer and composer education. So I'm going to show you those, and then I'm going to get on to talking about Wise, Fmod, and a couple other things. So let's get right down to that. All right, so this is... oh, whoa. This is the first website I want to show you. Game Audio 101. I've got all the websites I'm going to show you up here in my tabs, obviously. GameAudio101.com. The art of music and sound in games. I haven't taken a good look at this website, but it has tons and tons of different links to various other sources. So I figured this would be a good one to show. And it's basically just a small educational website about game audio, specifically about game audio, which is something I want to get into. So obviously it's something I would find. And it goes all the... it tells you about current game audio jobs, at least the ones that they find. And then tons of articles for different things. So pursuing a career in game audio, audio programming, game audio scripting, which is something else that I'm going to be looking at. And, just a lot of really cool tips and tricks that I haven't seen yet, because I obviously haven't looked that deeply into it yet. Then they also mention some schools, but there aren't a lot of those, really. I mean, they mention Full Sail and the Art Institute, and that's it. And then game industry links. And these are also pretty important. Game SoundCon, Game Developers Conference, Game Career Guide, a couple other things. So this is just a good place to kind of go, and it points you in the right direction to find proper education and instructionals and tips and tricks and things that you should look out for. So I haven't looked at all of these links yet, but I am going to go through them systematically and start learning what I can learn so that I can make an episode out of it for you. The next one is GameSoundDesign.com. And this one is another small website, and it gives you lots of techniques and more articles on various things, overcoming writer's block, 10 tips that will make you a better sound designer, such and such and such. So it's got a large amount of articles to look at, as well as how-tos, which are very important. Like, you know, if you want the whoosh, dry ice recording, bullet sounds, more things that I am going to look at but I haven't looked at yet. And reviews for software and hardware for the creation of sound design. So overall, a very good website to check out. And I will be looking through all of these things and then putting them on my YouTube on my YouTube channel at some point so that I can show you guys. One of the things that I found on this website before I finish up talking about it is an article on interactive music, which, you know, if you're in the game audio industry, then you're going to be working with interactive music. I was not fully informed as to how that worked, though, until I did a little bit of searching. This article is one of the things that I found and read on, and it talks about Wwise, which is one of the software that I found beforehand. And so when I learned about Wwise and Fmod and blah, 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 I did a lot of searching in order to find educational material for those things. And this was one of the articles I found and read through. It's pretty long and has some complicated words, and I was tired when I was reading through the article, so I didn't understand a lot of it. But I will be doing some tutorials on this when I have the opportunity to, so I can show you all what goes on in the game industry. Now, moving on to the next thing. All right, so this website is the Game Audio Tutorial. The Game Audio Tutorial is a book, quite obviously. And the book talks about interactive game audio. Wouldn't you figure? So this book, Practical Guide to Game Audio, puts the means of production into the hands of sound designers, composers, and game designers. So what this book is it tells you all about recording sound effects and compositions and how you should write and record those things so that it'll fit well in game audio. On top of that, it also the book itself is accompanied by downloads that will come with a sample project that will not only show you how it works, but you can then play with yourself in order to kind of get a feel for how you input audio into a game. More specifically, this book utilizes the free game engine for indie game development, which is UDK, or the Unreal Engine. So the Game Audio Tutorial gives you a tutorial on interactive audio using the Unreal Engine, which is a full game development engine that includes a method of inputting audio. The other ways of importing audio are specifically audio software that you use alongside development kits for games. So this is something I was thinking about getting. It's $50 on Amazon. And looking at the index, it had a lot of useful things in it that even if you're not going to be working with the Unreal Engine often, will probably still be useful. So I'm going to look into this a little bit more, and I might pick it up. It's probably worth it for $50. So that's that. So the Game Audio Tutorial is for the Unreal Engine, and the Unreal Engine is a game development kit. It is for game development, not just for audio. So this is kind of a catch-all engine So I can't really say much about it because it's for the entire game development world: programmers, writers, artists, sound designers, composers. And there's a free version and a licensed version. I didn't really look too deeply into it though. Now the thing that I found first was Wwise. One of the jobs that I had found, one of the requirements was that you were fluent in Wwise. So I looked that up. Wwise, it's WWISE, Wwise, by Audiokinetic. And this is a interactive audio platform used to speed up workflow when it comes to incorporating audio into games. So this product, and I kind of wish I had some pictures I could show you, but I will just have to deal with just explaining it. It is a method where you integrate Wwise with whatever game engine you are using, and then you script the audio in Wwise, and then you integrate that into the game. And it's basically like programming, but for composers. I don't know a lot about it, and there's a trial version that you can download. You can simply download right there. You can download it for free, but while it's a trial version, you don't get all of the features, and obviously you're not allowed to use it to make anything that makes money. It is for learning purposes only. But on top of that, it also has, if you go to standalone setup components, there are samples and demos that you can look at and learn from. And I downloaded the sample project, and I downloaded Wwise. I just need to install it. And I will, if I'm allowed to, put up a video explaining how this works so that I can show you guys. So that's Wwise. And then the last one is Fmod. Fmod is basically the same thing, but different. And this is something else. I also have not looked too much into this, but this also has a trial version that I will also download and try out at some point. But I do not know if there is a tutorial that I can use without, like, spending a lot of money for it. But I do know that they have YouTube videos, so I might just point you in the direction of their YouTube videos so that you can take a look at it. I know that I will definitely be looking at that. Because that's a requirement. I mean, there are some game developers that have it as a requirement. Now, why would they require that? Game developers try to make it so that the people with the largest workload, or at least the largest workload in their eyes, the programmers have to do as little work as possible, because they're already doing a lot, so they don't want them to be bogged down in details. So when they hire a composer, whether it's a contract composer or an in-house composer or sound designer, they want that person to be able to integrate the audio themselves so that the programmers don't have to do it. And that just means that we composers and sound designers have to learn another skill. I will try and figure it out, and I will try to show you guys. And that is the entire point of this audio adventure series. So, now that I've gotten all of that out of the way, the last thing I want to mention are my upcoming videos. I am in the process, as in I have actually done some recording for it, of recording a video talking about Foley artwork, and I will get into that description when that video comes out. And then, as I mentioned, if I am capable of putting up a video talking about Wwise and Fmod specifically, in detail, without getting in trouble, I shall do so. If it looks like I'm going to get in trouble, I will probably just put up a montage and then put up links to their own videos. And, yeah, that is it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was educational for you. If you have any suggestions, please let me know. If you like this video, please like or share or comment or what have you. And I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.